Adding links to the ABC3K WordPress plugin. What is a link? A link is any word or group of words that is hyperlinked to a URL on the internet. That is a link. That is a link, also called anchor text. The word or group of words that, when clicked on, takes the reader to another URL. This word or those words are the same as what someone would type into a search engine so they could find a website that would give them the information they are looking for. You want to show up in the search engines for that word or group of words. That's called a keyword. That's why you got ABC3K. What type of links should you put into the network? Well, that's almost as important as how many links should you put into the network. First of all, whichever ABC3K plan you subscribe to, make sure you use all of your links allowed. There's no need to save them or test them first. You can edit them as often as you want. Don't waste the resources you're paying for by not submitting all of the links you're allowed in your plan. Now, what types of links should you submit? The short answer is simple. It will all be based on what your target keyword is. The very next video in the training area will discuss keyword research in great detail. I strongly suggest you make the time to watch it. I'll tell you this about keyword research. If you don't spend the time, the resources, the energy required to do proper keyword research, you will fail. Then all the time and money you've invested in your online business will be lost. So, the links you're going to enter into the ABC3K network are going to be your targeted keywords. They're going to be sent to a URL of your choosing. Now, which URL are they going to be sent to? It may be to a site you own. It may be to the main page or some inner pages on that site. No matter where on that site, to get the most out of that backlink, make sure the page the keyword links to is optimized for that keyword. Another point I cannot stress enough. That is called on-page SEO or on-page search engine optimization. There's another video which will go into more detail about on-page SEO. Now, other URLs you will want to enter into the ABC3K network will be the URLs to other backlinks you've created. Yes, ABC3K is an excellent way to build backlinks to your backlinks. So the list of URL types you should be adding is as follows. It'll be to your main site, the inner pages of your main site, articles on article directories, forum profiles, Web 2.0 sites, blog comments, videos on video sharing sites, press releases, social bookmarking sites, and any other site or URL that has a keyword hyperlinked to you and goes to a page that is SEO optimized for that keyword. Let's run through an example real quick. Let's assume you've done amazing keyword research already. Here's how the link structure should look like. For example, this is your site. Some links will go to it directly. Some will go to the inner pages. In this simple strategy, the red and yellow bubbles will represent sites that have keywords and links pointing to your main site and to each other. Where the red and yellow sites point to is not what we are talking about here. We assume they point to your main site and each other. Now, you'll want to be putting the URLs to all of these sites, the yellow and red bubbles, into the ABC3K network. Let's take a look at these for a second. These are those groupings of additional URLs we were talking about. Your press releases, your videos on the video sharing sites, your Web 2.0 properties, article directories, blogging sites, social bookmarking, profile links, blog comments. This way, you are essentially building backlinks to your backlinks. If you look at the blue bubbles, those are your ABC links. And at the very top in the middle, the green button is your main site. ABC links should be pointing to your main site and to all of these additional other sites and backlinks. So this does not mean that you should only create links in the ABC3K network to these additional sites. You should also build links to your main site as well and to all of the pages on your site. The idea is simple. Submit links to the ABC3K network that are going to give your backlinks more juice, while keeping in mind two critical factors. Choose the keyword for each link wisely, and make sure the page the link points to is optimized for that keyword. Now, the next question is this. How many times should you submit each link to the network? Well, it's going to come down to two things. One, which plan did you get? And two, how many URLs are you putting into the network? I break it down like this. Your main site, how many pages does it have that can have links made for them? And I don't mean the About page or the Contact Us page either. Just the pages and or posts with content that is optimized for certain keywords. Let's say your main site, you allocate 10% of the links allowed that you can submit to the ABC3K network. You're going to allocate 10% to your main site. Next is the inner pages. Let's say you allocate 20% to those. Next are the additional URLs we discussed. There they are in the yellow and red bubbles, and you allocate 70% of the links to those. Then after a full month, I would rotate the numbers. Let's go further down this rabbit hole for a minute. In the example shown, there are 8 additional sources for your links. The press releases, videos, Web 2.0, article directories, blogging sites, blog comments, profile links, and social bookmarking. So with the Platinum plan, for example, you're allowed to put 10,000 links into the ABC3K network. With this formula, you would break down the 8 additional categories, everything in a yellow and red bubble, with 7,000 links total. Where did I get 7,000? Well, we said in this example we're going to allocate 70% of the additional URLs, 70% of the URLs to these yellow and red bubbles, to those 8 additional categories. 70% of 10,000, the example we're using in the Platinum plan, is 7,000 links. That breaks down again like this. 7,000 links, which is 70% of 10,000, divided by the 8 categories, means you would send 875 links per category. Now let's say that you had 5 articles on an article directory site. You would take the 875 links that you've allocated for that one category of article directories, divide it by 5, because you have 5 articles in that category, and send 175 links to each article. This is a snapshot of the inside of the plugin. Once in the Links tab, click on Add a New Link, and this is how you would do it. Your wisely chosen keyword would go in the keyword field. You'd insert the web URL to your article, give a description for it, put in 175 copies in the number of copies field, select your category, and submit it, and you're done. You would do the same for the other 4 articles, using up all 875 links. Now, let's say that you only had one video that was optimized for a keyword. You would create your link and submit it 875 times into the network. When you're in the Links tab and add a new link, you'd put in your main video keyword in the keyword field, put in the URL to your video, your description, and in the number of copies, you'd put in 875. Select the category it fits into, hit submit. Again, after a full month, I would rotate the numbers around. So let's look at the example. Now on the main site, where you had 10% allocated, or 1,000 links, I'd only do 2%. where you had 20% for the inner pages of your site, might up that to 48%. And then all the additional 8 categories, you might take half the links, 50%, which was 70, and allocate that. You might produce more pages on your site that month, might be the way you've done it. You wrote a bunch of articles, a bunch of articles on your site, and you want to get those, have backlinks built to them, so you go from 20% to 48% on your inner pages of your site that month. The following month, you might create some new high page ranking backlinks in some of the other 8 categories, so you change it again. Now you bring your main site up to 5%, drop the inner pages of your main site to 15%, and pump 80% of the links allowed in your plan into all the additional 8 categories. So no matter what plan you purchased, make sure you use all of the links in your plan. I cannot stress this enough. It's time to recap. Number 1, choose your keywords wisely. Number 2, use all of the links in your plan. Number 3, make sure the links point to an optimized page. Number 4, rotate the links monthly. Make sure to watch the videos on keyword research and on-page search engine optimization.